Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, we're back to talk about one of our Real Housewives of Potomac, and it's Candiace Bassett who was revealing why she almost flipped out on Andy Cohen. She's talking about emotional intelligence, and she admits that she sometimes wants to quit the show, which I could only imagine. So we're going to break into this because she did a housewife to housewife with Sutton, and it was actually really interesting. Like listening to her talk about it, I'm starting to don't rip my head off. I'm starting to really understand where Candiace is coming from sometimes. Not all of the social media antics, but sometimes I'm like, okay, you feel like you're backed into a corner, and I'll reveal why. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it looks like Candiace Bassett did a housewife to housewife with Sutton, which I'm loving this housewife to housewife situation where we take in, housewives from different franchises, we sit them together and we have them pretty much talk about some of their most iconic moments, things that upset them, things that they can relate to. And sometimes they have different perspectives on something that might upset one that didn't upset another. For example, at the season 6 reunion, Andy Cohen said that Candiace Bassett was kind of the common denominator, and Sutton pretty much expressed that she's been called the common denominator. And it feels like to her, it's like a badge of honor. But for Candiace Bassett, it is not. She said that she almost flipped her on Andy because he called her the common denominator. And there are a few things I can see where both of them are coming from. Candiace Bassett got into a back and forth that became a physical exchange with Monique Samuels. Then going into the next season, she got into a back and forth with Mia Thornton where they were throwing lettuce at each other and threatening each other. And that was probably why Andy Cohen was saying that she is the common denominator, because she's been involved in both altercations. Okay, I see where he's coming from. But for her, she's like, don't call me the common denominator. One had nothing to do with the other. I was in a heated exchange with Monique. She put her hands on me. I kind of went and did a motion in her face. That's what led her to dragging me, Monique. And then with Mia, that was a totally different relationship, a totally different situation. That's where Candiace is coming from. For Andy, I think he's going based off of what the fans are saying on social media, because everyone cues Andy in on what's going on and how they're reacting behind the scenes while watching the episodes. Now, Candiace said that she hasn't always had the easiest time on Real Housewives of Potomac, and she said that she didn't want to say that she's picked on because she didn't want to make herself a victim. She also added that she doesn't understand why her co-stars are so triggered by her when she cries. I could see, I want to know that. I do want to know that, because a lot of fans, after the thing happened with Monique, we saw where Candiace was putting up sticky notes saying, you're going to be okay, and you're strong, and all of these things. Fans thought that that was a little bit of a reach and that she was trying to win this case against Monique and take her to the bank. She didn't end up taking her to the bank. The whole thing was dismissed. But at the end of the day, a lot of people thought that this was just a whole fake ploy in order for her to have some sort of financial gain out of it. Then I try to look at it this way. And I've watched The Secret before, and The Secret is all about manifesting and taking control over your emotions, who you are. What you put out into the universe is what you get back. So if you start off and you stub your toe and you have a bad day, then you get fixated on that. You're going to put out negative into the universe, and then you're going to get a parking ticket, or you're going to go to your job and hear bad news, or you're going to get a phone call that you didn't necessarily want. Whereas if you wake up every morning and you're like, today's going to be a beautiful day, and you just really believe it, you wholeheartedly put everything that you have, all of your emotions into it, then you could actually have a potentially great day. So I think for her, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. Maybe she was trying to reassure herself, I'm not going to be upset. I've got control over this. And it's a way, almost like what are those boards? Like a manifestation board where you see the things that you want out of life and where you want to be. And it's a way to remind yourself every day you're seeing it, you're thinking it, you're talking about it, you're believing it. Or maybe I'm reaching, I don't know. She said, what I say is that is not a reflection on me. This is a reflection of your low emotional intelligence. She's always been a wordsmith, Candiace Bassett. You need to go to therapy and figure out why me expressing my emotion is triggering to you, because I'm releasing mine. I'm going to be able to sleep tonight because When I cried, I'm letting my emotion out. Now, throughout her time on the show, we know that Candiace's mouth has gotten her into trouble on a number of occasions, which she gave a nod to when asked about her possible regrets. She said, there are people I wish I would have said less to. And after Sutton said that she wouldn't want to be on Real Housewives of Potomac due to the cold, Candiace said it would be the Real Housewives of New York City that she wouldn't want to be a part of. I never really got into New York. I don't know why, because I know it's a very popular show. Now, following a number of tense moments on the Real Housewives of Potomac and a physical encounter with now ex-co-star Monique Samuels, who's on Love and Marriage, and we know that, Candiace claims that she's questioned her ongoing role on the series on a number of occasions. There have been absolutely moments where I said to myself, what are you doing, Candiace? Maybe you would be better off going into the abyss and living in your, I don't know, in your a-hole, in your house, happily ever after. What? So sometimes, yeah, I do wish I could just kind of go back to being quiet, living a quiet life. It's hard. It's a job. And there have been a lot of stressful moments where it's like, okay, is this really what I want to do when my hair is falling out? I'm losing weight. It's too much sometimes. But I stay because I'm the kind of woman that is never going to let anyone run me off. Later on in the Housewife to Housewife special, Candiace was met with what Bravo deemed her to be the most iconic moment. However, before the network confirmed which moment that was, Candiace incorrectly guessed what she believed it would be. She said, it's probably the butter knife. I'm so tired of the freaking butter knife. Then when her actual most iconic moment was revealed to her, she said, I came from Jesus. It was her I came from Jesus revelation. Candiace admitted that she forgot all about that moment, which occurred during her debut season on the show, season 3, and she said that she should have expected nothing less from a cast dinner. This was like my first housewife attack, and you know, you're sitting at a dinner table, you prepare for a mutiny to be afoot, and I was not prepared. I remember my heart beating so fast because contrary to popular belief, I don't love conflict. It makes me uncomfortable, and I remember picking up my glass of Malbec and my hand was shaking. Again, I have to give Candiace some grace here in the sense that I try to understand where Erica comes from sometimes. And I'm not comparing the two at all. I'm definitely not comparing Candiace to Erica, ever. But I try to understand where some of these women come from sometimes when they just really like get upset. They go on social media, they have some of these attacks. And I think what happens is it's so much to take on. You have so many people coming at you and you're backed into a corner. So when you're backed into a corner, you have to defend yourself. You fight and you fight to get out of this situation. And sometimes in fighting, you're digging yourself a bigger hole, or sometimes you're kind of revealing to everyone, hey, I'm not the one, back up, leave me alone. I said I didn't want to do this anymore. It's a hard game to play, but the housewives do play it sometimes. And I think for Candiace, her being one of the youngest, or if not the youngest on the cast, and also being sort of a wordsmith because she will read somebody up and down for filth, it does make her kind of a target for her cast members, especially when she has her husband, her mom who interjects, her husband who is now her manager. It's easy for Giselle, or was her manager. It's easy for Giselle to be like, is he trying to come up off of your success? Does he have any money? Does he have a job? It provides an easy target, which provides an easy storyline for the show, which means that she's constantly going to have to defend herself in every single situation because she's giving that out there. She's putting it out there for people to attack, which doesn't make it right. I'm not saying it's right, but that's exactly what's going on. So guys, I don't want to just give you this information and not ask your opinion. I'm curious, what do you think about Candiace saying, well, the reason that she almost flipped out on Andy Cohen when he said that she was the common denominator? And how do you feel about Sutton expressing that she kind of wears that as a badge of honor, being the common denominator? These are two totally different perspectives, but I am not surprised. So go ahead, comment below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we're going live tonight, members only. So you can go to our main page right next to subscribe. You can click join. Join us for our members only Let's Whine About It live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. Pacific. Love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.